You found one for us? Can't be. Oh, got one way too hard last night.
Honey, get up, come on.
Oh, come on.
Jerry, you're recording. I don't see a red light.
Yeah, it's a Dorothy.
Yeah, recording.
Don't make me laugh. Stop it. Okay. Today, our science team from the Tornado Tamer Project is out in the field, about to chase a storm southwest of us. Our experiment is designed to decrease the moisture inside of a tornado to see if we can make it collapse.
Tell the folks how you do that, Kate.
Well, first we gotta find a tornado to suck up our super absorbent polymers in these barrels. Diapers. Tell them it's the same stuff they use in diapers. Oh yeah. It's non-toxic.
The Doppler doesn't show a storm until the afternoon.
Well, Dana doesn't see what Kate sees, remember?
How about Kate sees a few more hours of sleep? That might work. Praveen, what are you doing? Dorothy's not at the desk.
Come on, get in. Ready? You know what today is?
The day we tame the tornado!
Oh, so they're trying to make tornadoes dissipate.
Yeah! Alright, I'm gonna yak first.
That was a good transition.
Kate was right. Southeast winds are picking up.
Here they are.
It's really building up.
Only crazy people be out getting this episode.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi.
That's not a thing, by the way.
Hey, Mom, what's up? Yeah, just chasing weather around.
Yes, we'll be careful. I promise.
Miss Carter.
Hey!
Carter!
Hey, Mrs. Carter!
Miss you.
Hello!
Okay, I'll tell him. Gotta go. She says there's barbecue at the house when we're done.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Man, I love Oklahoma.
Oh, cute.
Alright, how we getting to this thing?
I mean, they're like kids. They're like, they're about the same age as our people were. Yeah, you're here.
This is what it's like to be inside a tornado.
Well, I can only do it for you.
How you doing?
Just the way I left it.
I've been wondering what you want me to do with all this stuff.
Oh, you can just throw it out.
You done? It's funny, I keep seeing more and more tornadoes and floods and droughts and price of wheat and seed going up and up and up. But I'm still here.
I'm sorry, Mom. I haven't been good about calling.
I'm gonna get this. Throw it away. I'm still waiting for you to save the world.
Build your own tornado. Do that.
Middle school science fair project.
You must have won.
Of twisters. Now, what I might say about this movie is, dumb me thinking. I'm going in here thinking we having a day after tomorrow situation where it's never before happened, would you get multiple twisters at one time. It did not happen, although they did give us a lot of twisters from the beginning all the way to the end. And I guess they made sure, we got to make sure we have twisters in here. All right, we don't just name it plural and not have multiple twisters. And they did. So I give it to them on there. I thought the twister action scenes were superbly done, right? It is updated today with all the CGI. Thank you. It is uploaded with all the CGI that you can have in there, and I thought it did a good job of just keeping you intense and going, especially in that pool scene. I thought that was very, very well done. The beginning threw me off because everybody died. I was like, I didn't think that was going to happen. Only 2 survived that will make it through the rest of the movie. So just the jump off, I thought was really good. Did it need to be 2 hours? That's the other question. The answer is no. I don't think it needed to be 2 hours if you really wasn't going to do anything shockingly different than the first movie, because what I seen right here is pretty much all the same beats we had from the first movie, just extended it out a little bit longer on there. While they didn't slow down a lot on there, there was some parts that I was like, we kind of seen it before on there, and they got to it. But for every part that they tried to slow down a little bit, at least they followed it up with like, we got a twister. Like, let's go. Let's get it. And so now this one was a little different from there, because instead of us getting the readings with Dorothy, was shout out to that old one that brought that back. This one was, we trying to kill it. Trying to figure out how we can kill it. And just like in the first movie, it wasn't 100% successful. This one wasn't either, but it was good enough. It was a starting point to get it. Will we have to wait another 30 years to find out if we can kill tornadoes? Probably so. But for what it was, I thought the characters were good. I thought the acting was good. The cinematography was great. Obviously, the transition was good too. CGI on point. Story, I thought, was basic, right? It was just, they figured out how to tell another story for tornadoes, and then there you go. It was pretty much done for. So, while I didn't nostalgia love it like I did the first one, or didn't write nothing memorable in here for me to be like, I want to see that again. I still thought it was a good time, a good watch, and a very good update to what we know.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of the 96 movie, the original. And I looked it up really quick just so I would have context before jumping into the review here. The 96 movie was right at 2 hours long as well. And I've never felt, any time that I've watched that movie, and maybe because it's one of my fave movies of all time, that it felt like 2 hours. Like, I love the pacing of that movie so much. So I think, I think it's always hard to do a movie, so many years after an original where that was a staple that kind of like set the tone. And I love Joe and, Bill Paxton. All of that was what you were expecting in this movie, right? So they had a lot to do. They had a lot to try to overcome, and not even overcome, but knowing that was such a staple for what they were coming up afterwards. I do feel like I felt the 2 hours, though. I felt the 2 hours. I think the last portion of the movie was especially great, though. I thought that all worked really, really well. It, like, brought you all back into the moments of what the original was, too. But it did feel like they were trying to make a movie after the original. It felt like they tried to find the fancy cars. They tried to do they tried to do some very similar things in different, and try to do their own spin on it. But what I will say that they absolutely elevated, which you made note too, is the cinematography, the transitions, and all that was stunning. Yeah. It was gorgeous. Yeah, all of it was top notch. What they couldn't exactly do, back in 96 was absolutely realized in this. So visually, and every time there was a hurricane, every time there was a tornado, like, it was anxiety riddled. It was beautiful to watch. The cinematography was great. You felt like you were in it, and that was something that I felt like the movie itself fully accomplished. Was anytime a tornado was there, that worked for the entire movie. The opening sequence was a big shocker, like, just took everybody out. That was definitely a surprise, and it worked really well. But I feel like they never quite got their footing, to me, with the characters and the storyline. It didn't fully land all the way through. I know what they were trying to accomplish, and it just didn't come together. I didn't really like what they did with Javi's storyline, that he was part of the original crew and then he sold out, and like I didn't love it. I don't like it a lot. I feel like it didn't work. I feel like they could have written his character a little bit better.
They ain't really do nothing with that. They just buying all the land.
Yeah, it never even came to anything. So it was like, what were they actually trying to do? I still don't even know what they were doing. I still don't know what they were doing. But I did like the flip of, okay, we've been perfecting how to analyze the storms,
with
and
the
now
satellites.
with that's what Dorothy initially was. We can get more data, but like now let's take it a step further, and can we diminish? Can we shut it down? What did they say? Oh, can we tame a tornado? I thought that was very cool. I just wish that more of that, like all of that, the Dorothy, all the stuff about the science, took more of a front seat to the movie instead of so much of the characters, because honestly the characters didn't do as well of a job as I think that they were thinking they were going to do. But all in all, it was still entertaining, because I like any movie about like the tornadoes and things like that. To me, it doesn't live up to the first one, and like that's probably just preference. That's my bias. But I think it's still a good watch, and I think there's a lot that they could potentially build from here. And it was interesting to see how they brought specifically the camera work, the visuals, the aesthetics, the transitions and all that into a 2024 movie, which I appreciated. I thought visually it was stunning. So all in all, I'm super excited we got to see it. Thank you guys for voting this one in.
Alright, well look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk movie reaction chosen by you guys. This one was Twisters. And until next time, people.